Hello, dear yogis. Welcome to another class. Today we are doing a yoga flow for emotional detox. So we are going to use some lovely affirmations sprinkled throughout the class. Affirmations are basically phrases or sentences that help us to reprogram our subconscious mind. We combine this with a yoga flow to really get a little bit out of the head once we have our affirmation and into our body, and to release any kind of trauma from our physical body, from our cells as well. You might want to use blocks during this class, so you can grab some just in case. I'm gonna guide you to when and how you can use them, even though I'm not using them today myself. And when you're ready, hop on your mat. This is going to be a 40-minute, really fun, playful flow. So I hope you will enjoy this. So let's begin the class by just finding a comfortable seat. You can lift up your hips on a blanket. Lengthen your spine a little bit, lift up the chest, and just take a couple of deep breaths to arrive here in this time and space. And then bring your hands to your heart. And the first thing we are going to do is something like an affirmation. So think about something that is causing you a difficult emotion and then repeat after me. Even though I feel difficult emotions towards blank, ... you feel this in, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel difficult emotions towards, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then you can release your hands. And when you feel ready to lift your arms up towards the sky, take a deep breath in and then twist to your left on your out breath. Inhaling, reach your arms up, lengthen up the spine, and then exhale and twist to the other side, to the right. Inhale, rise, stretch the spine, take a deep breath, and exhale, turn to the left again. Breathing in, ground your sit bones, and exhaling, turn the heart to the right side. Inhale, stretch it up, and then exhale, turn one more time to the left. With your breath, inhaling up and exhaling to twist, just warming up the spine a little bit here. And then reach up your arms one last time, and finally bring your hands down and release. So from here, we are going to transition on to hands and knees. Curl the toes under and take your hands a little bit forward into an active child's pose. So we are going to drop the hips back towards the heels and then lift yourself up, come into cow pose, belly down, and then lift up all the way into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, bend one knee, bend the other knee. And then drop the knees again back into cow, so belly down, head up, inhale. And then exhale, go back into your toe stand, child's pose kind of variation. Inhaling back up into cow pose, lift the head, drop the belly, and exhale back into downward facing dog. Drop the knees, inhale, open up the chest, and exhale, go back into this long, strong, active child's pose. Lifting up into cow, inhale, and exhale back into downward facing dog. So just a little flow between down dog and child's pose. Drop the knees, and this time we are going to go back into this child's pose with the toes tucked, and let's stay for a couple of breaths. breathe into the armpits, into the rib cage. Feel the stretch actively. Stretch your arms forward and spread your fingers. And then you can release the toes and just slide back into a soft, gentle child's pose. The arms release down, head resting, and the toes relax. The next affirmation that I want to offer you is this: I choose to let go of the past and open my heart for happiness and healing. I choose to let go of the past and open my heart for happiness and healing. Let's slide the hands back forward for an heart-opening flow. So back into downward facing dog. And then from here, we are simply going to walk forward to the front of the mat to your hands. Once you arrive here, take a moment to dangle your head. Relax your spine, maybe bend your knees a little bit. And then inhale, elongate your spine, halfway lift, and exhale, fold back down. Inhaling all the way up to standing, reach your arms up, lengthen the spine. And then exhaling, bring your hands to your heart. So we are going to interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, opening up the chest. And then exhale, fold over your legs forward. Release the arms and then step the right leg back behind you. Drop the knee. One more time, inhale, reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, bring the hands behind you again. Stretch the knuckles away from you, open the heart, just like the affirmation suggests. And then lower the right hand down and take the left arm up to the sky. You can let the left knee rock a little bit out to the side, and the inner left foot might lift a little bit off the floor. And then bring the hand back down, lift the right leg off the floor and step back into downward facing dog. Dropping the knees, take a cow pose, and then exhale, go back into our toe stretchy child's pose, active child's pose. From here, lower all the way down to the mat, up into a cobra, breathe in, and then exhale all the way back into downward facing dog. One deep breath in, down dog, and then left leg up to the sky, stepping the left leg forward, drop the right knee, and then take the left arm up to the sky into a twist. Bring the hand back down, and then take the arms behind you, stretch the knuckles away, open up the chest. Release that, take the arms up to the sky. And then finally hands back down, and we are going to step the right leg forward, drop the chest and drop the head. Inhale all the way up to standing, stretch the arms up to the sky, and exhale, bring the hands back in front of your heart. Again, inhale, reach the arms back behind you, exhale to fold forward. Then release your hands down, and we are going to step the left leg back, drop the knee, and take your arms all the way up. As you breathe out, hands will come down, and we're going to take the twist to the right. So open up that arm, open up the chest, maybe lean a little bit back even. And then hand comes down, and we are going to take the hands behind you, open up the chest, stretch the knuckles away from you. And finally hands down and step back into downward facing dog. Take a deep resting breath here. And then drop the knees, inhale into cow pose. Exhale back into child's pose, toes are bent, arms are active. And then all the way down, lower to the belly, and lift up into cobra pose. Breathe in here. Let's push into the hands, into the toes, into the knees, and go back into downward facing dog. Include a deep breath out through the mouth,
maybe even sigh. And then take the right leg up to the sky and step the right leg forward in between your hands. We are going to drop the left knee again and keep on the left hand. Take the right arm up, lean a little bit back, open and spread the chest. And then interlace the fingers behind you, come up a little bit and stretch back the knuckles. Finally taking your arms up, big stretch here, breathe in and then exhale and step the left leg forward, fold over your legs. As you breathe in, come up to standing, stretching your arms up one more time. And then exhale, bring your hands back in front of your chest. Center yourself before we go on to our second round. And then inhale, reach your arms behind you, place the fingers, stretch back, and then fold forward. Allow the hands to rise up over the head and behind you. And then we are going to drop the hands, step the right leg back, drop the right knee, rise up into Anjaneyasana, inhale. And then exhale, hands one more time behind you, cross the other thumb on top, stretch it back. Drop the right hand. And now it's optional whether you just want to take the twist or you can bend your right knee, catch your foot and give yourself a nice thigh stretch. Keep twisting to the left with your chest. It's easier to hold your foot that way. And then release the pose and let's step back into downward facing dog. From here, come forward and down, lower the knees, lower the chest, elbows close to your body as you breathe in into cobra pose. And then slowly move back onto your hands and knees. And find your balance here by placing your hands underneath your shoulders and stretch out your toes. And then let's lift the right leg up, turn to the left with your chest and use your left hand to catch your right foot. Push the foot into your hand, arching your spine, and then slowly and controlled release the pose, bring the knee back down and go back into downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, you're just going to lift up onto your toes and walk forward to the front of the mat. Inhaling, reach up to standing with your arms. And exhale, bring your hands back in front of the chest. Inhale, hands behind you, stretch the knuckles back. And exhale, fold forward. Slowly release the hands and step the left leg back into a lunge. Breathing in, take your arms back up into the sky. And then exhale, hands go behind your back, knuckles stretch back, breathe in here. And then exhale, bring the hands down, keep the left hand on the mat. Decide whether you just want to take the twist or if you want to bend the left knee and catch your foot. Press the foot back into your hand. Open up the chest, keep twisting no matter where you are, with knee bend or not. And then release that. And we are going to go back into downward facing dog. Let's move through a vinyasa. So drop the knees, lower down the chest, and inhale into cobra pose. Choose how high you want to go. For me, as I progress in my practice, I usually go a little bit higher during the class. And then exhale, go back, and again bring the hands under the shoulders, flatten out the toes, the feet behind you. And then begin to lift the left leg up. You're going to twist to the right with the upper body until you can reach the foot. And don't worry, if you can't reach the foot, simply keep the leg lifted without holding the foot. That way you can still work on your balance and challenge yourself. And then release slowly, gracefully. Come back to all fours and lift yourself back up into downward facing dog pose. Let's walk forward to the front of the mat. Drop the head, breathe out. And then as you breathe in slowly with a flat spine, come back up to standing. And exhale, bring your hands back in front of your heart. Let's move on to our next affirmation and next sequence. Here it goes. I am the master of my world, and I release the hurt and move on into the future with joy and enthusiasm. I am the master of my world, and I release the hurt and move into the future with joy and enthusiasm. Let it sink in. And then step your feet a little bit wider than your hips, open the toes a little bit to the side and lower down into a squat. If you cannot come all the way down, then slide something underneath your heels or come just up a little bit higher. And we are going to move a few times between a forward bend and a squatting. So you're going to lift the hips up off the floor into a straight leg position, forward bend, and then drop the hips back down into the squat. In the squat, you breathe in, and as you straighten out the legs, you breathe out. Now stay here, please. And then press your hands into the floor and walk yourself back into downward facing dog. From here, we're just going to walk the dog. So you're going to bend one knee, bend the other knee, pedal it out. And then when you're ready, lift the right leg up into the sky and take a few big circles with the right knee. Moving around in that hip joint, change the direction of the circle as well. And then finally, draw that right leg forward between your hands and drop the left heel down to the floor. We are coming up into Warrior 2 and straight away into Reverse Warrior. And then from here, very slowly come back into Warrior 2, lift the left heel off the floor and fold over the right leg. So your hip is going to go back into a square position. From there, turn the hip again back to the side and go into the Reverse Warrior, bringing the left hand down the leg and stretch the right arm up into the sky. Keep the right knee bent. From there, cartwheel the arms back down, turn the hip forward to the right leg and fold over it, over the right leg, straightening the right knee up. And then once more, bend the right knee, this time just straighten out the spine, and then step the left leg forward and fold over your legs. You're going to slowly rise up again. Breathe in as you stretch your arms up. And then straight away dive back down, exhaling. Walk the feet back into downward facing dog pose. Take a breath here, arriving. And then when you're ready, left leg up to the sky and a few big circles with that left knee. First circle one way, and then after a couple of times, circle the other way. Great. We're going to bring the left leg forward between your hands, drop the right heel and come up through Warrior 2 straight into Reverse Warrior. From there, you're going to cartwheel the arms back down, straighten out the left knee and fold over the left leg. And remember to lift the right heel off the floor and turn the hip forward. Then drop the right hip back to the floor, turn the hip to the side and back into Reverse Warrior. So the hip is moving from looking to the side to looking to the front of the mat. Fold over that left leg again. This time we're gonna stay for a breath or two. And then bend the left knee, straighten out the spine. And step the right leg forward. Fold over the legs. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands back in front of the heart. Hands down by your side and listen to our next affirmation. The past is over and has no power over me. I refuse to be a victim anymore and claim my power. And you will need a little bit of power for the next sequence. So inhale, reach your arms up, and then exhale and fold forward. Straighten out the spine and then take the right leg up into a 90-degree pose. Your knees looking down to the floor, your toes are looking down, the spine is long, and you can use blocks here for your hands. And then step the right leg back, and now we are in warrior one, so the hip is square to the front of the mat. And this is really a pose where you can feel the power, so feel strongly rooted with your legs. Then bring your hands behind you, catch your elbows please, straighten out the left knee, and you're going to slowly begin to fold forward, but only as far as you can without rounding your back. So in this variation of pyramid pose, we are keeping the spine straight. Then you're gonna come back up, rebend the left knee, and take your arms up into the sky again, feeling the strength of the warrior. Bring the hands back down to the mat, and then lift the right leg up please. We are going to try a single squat, and you can go just down as far as you can. So if this is where you're gonna stay, that's where you're gonna stay, that's fine. Or maybe you're gonna bring the leg forward into the single squat pose. It's a very advanced pose, so don't worry if it doesn't work out the first time around. Slide the leg back into the 90-degree pose, lifting the leg, and then just step the right foot to the left foot. So take it playfully. If you can't do it, don't worry about it, just go as far as you can. Okay, left leg moving up to the sky. Remember to put blocks or books under your hands if the floor is too far away. And then slowly step the left leg behind you. Come up into warrior one. Right knee is bent. We are looking forward. We're feeling the strength of the pose. Keep your breath flowing. Flow through the challenge with the breathing, and then catch the other elbows now, so the odd way. Begin to straighten out the right knee and begin to lean forward just as far as you can without rounding. Keep the spine long and strong. Keep breathing. Great. And then start to rise up again. Rebend the right knee. Take your arms up, breathe in. And then forward we go. We're gonna take the hands back down to the mat. Lift the left leg up. And either you stay here or you're gonna come into a one-legged squat anywhere you can. Maybe you're just gonna stay here. Maybe you're gonna start bending the right knee and taking the left leg forward. It's all just optional, just an invitation to play if it's, available to you today, if it feels fine today. Take the left leg back behind you. Try not to touch the floor as you slide the leg back. And then step the left foot next to the right foot. Take a resting breath here. And then when you're ready, lift yourself back up to standing. Taking a nice deep breath. And finally, hands come back in front of your heart. Then drop your hands for our last affirmation. Whatever has happened is in the past forever. I'm ready to be healed, so I hold you in the light of forgiveness. All is well between us. Peace be with you. Take a breath in. And get ready for tree pose. So we are going to begin by bringing our weight onto the left foot and begin to lift the right leg up. So either it's going to be below the knee, above the knee, never right on the knee. And if you're finding it really hard to balance, then you can always take the foot a little bit more down and have the big toe touching the floor for balance. Your hands can remain in front of your heart, or you can stretch the arms up. And this is where we are going to stay for a couple of breaths. Press the foot against the thigh. And then drop the right arm onto the right leg. And maybe you are going to begin stretching over to the right side. Take a few deep breaths into the left side body, stretching the ribs on the left side. And then slowly come back up and mindfully release the leg back down to the floor. You can shake out your legs a little bit, especially massaging and shaking out the left leg, the standing leg. And then let's move on to the second side. So weight to the right leg and choose where you're going to put the left foot. Maybe the big toe is touching the floor. Maybe you bring it below the knee, maybe above the knee. In any case, press the foot and the leg against each other. And then either keep the hands in front of your heart or stretch the arms up. Curl your lips up into a smile. And then begin to lower down that left arm. Rest it on the left thigh. And lean over to the left until you can feel a bit of a stretch on your right side body. Spreading the right ribs. Breathe into those ribs. Make space in the right side. And slowly rise up. And mindfully, slowly release the pose. You can shake out the legs again. And then we are going to simply sit back down onto our mat to take a few last gentle stretches. So first, let's massage both legs up and down a few times. And then bend the right knee. And we are going to breathe in, reach out with your arms, and exhale, fold over that left leg. A gentle rounding in the spine. If you feel very tight in your hamstrings, you could bend the left knee and slide a blanket or a block if you have underneath that knee. Keep the leg active, flex the left foot, engage the thigh, but don't pull, please. Be gentle with your body. Let's release the pose, come up. And then begin to turn to the right. Bring the left hand to the right knee and bring the right hand behind you. Turning the chest to the right. Finding a nice and steady rhythmic breath. Relax your face. And then return to the center. And you're gonna lift up the right leg and begin to rock that leg. So you can bring the left foot into the crease of the left elbow and the right knee into the right arm. And as if you were holding a baby, you're just rocking your leg. And hold it in any way that works for you. And then finally, bring the foot to your hands and stretch out the leg. Keep the spine long, so the spine is going to wanna round, but keep the spine as straight as you can. Lift the navel up towards the thigh. Maybe even for a moment let go of the foot, and then slowly and controlled lower down the leg. Let's do the second side. Left knee bends. You're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, fold over the right leg. Gentle rounding, but no pulling, no pushing. Right leg is engaged, the toes are looking up to the sky. But you can relax your face, soften your gaze. We are slowly switching from the more active part of the class, coming a little bit more into the relaxation side. Slowly preparing to wind down, to relax very soon in Shavasana. Rise back up, please. And begin to turn your chest to the left. Bring the right hand to the left knee, the left hand behind you, into the twist. Ease into your breath. Feel your sits bones grounding into the earth. Maybe turning a little bit deeper into the twist. And then release the pose, come back to the center. Take that left leg up, rock the baby, hold the leg in any way that feels comfortable. For me, I like to have my foot in one elbow and the knee in the other. Keeping the spine straight, remember to push the navel forward. And then let's straighten out that left leg and catch your foot. If you can't have the leg straight, just keep it bent while holding the foot. You're adjusting the sequence, the postures, everything to your body, to what is possible for you. Let go of the foot and then slowly, slowly release the leg back down. Point the toes. Take a deep breath here and then fold over both legs now. As you fold over, begin to flex your feet so toes are looking up to the sky. Engage your thighs, the legs are active. And we are not pushing or pulling. Take a last deep breath here. And then slowly release, come back up. Bring the hands behind you, fingers pointing back, and come up into reverse plank. If this is too much, I just want to show you what you can do instead. So it's a reversed tabletop instead. Or, like I just did, the reversed plank pose. Toes are pointing forward. And you can then release the pose. And yes, it's time for Shavasana. So just lie back, make yourself super comfortable. And as you lie back here, I would love for you to just notice, how do you feel after this class? Not only physically, but also emotionally. Do you feel like you've been able to let go of some of your emotional baggage? And if you feel like there is still something remaining that you have not been able to let go today, maybe you feel still sadness or hurt or anger, or any other emotion, then I invite you to repeat this sentence after me. Even though I still feel difficult emotions, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I haven't been able to let go as much as I wanted to, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. Begin to relax your body. Scan your physical body for any tension that you still might hold there. Relax the legs, the arms, relaxing your head and your face. And let's take a couple of moments of stillness, of tranquility, to simply be. Nothing else to do right now, nowhere else to be. This is your time of rest and healing. Do your best to be here, to enjoy. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give yourself a nice deep stretch. And then bend one knee at a time. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Rock a little bit from side to side. Take a deep breath here one more time. Maybe sigh it out through the mouth. When you're ready, roll over to one side. Take your time there is no rush. And when you feel ready, come on back up into a cross-legged position. Take another last moment to feel how you feel now. How does the space around your heart feel, physically but also emotionally? Hopefully there is some lightness, some comfort around the area. When you feel ready, you can gently blink your eyes open and return back to your day.
I hope that you enjoyed this class today. I hope you feel a little bit lighter and that you have been able to release some of that emotional baggage. If you have any questions about this class or you need help with something, just leave a comment below or send me a message. Thanks for practicing with me. Namaste.